Hi, friends! I just watched the latest episode, and I have to be honest, I am so angry. I am shaking. The cruelty on screen is worse than we thought. This is not a man revising a story. This is a man trying to erase it. He is rewriting family history in real time, and the mask is slipping. There is a smug smile where an apology should be. A staged romance where accountability should live. What we see next is a performance, and it is covering poison. Boxes on the move, flexing for the camera. Awkward flirting that feels forced, not tender. It is uncomfortable, and it matters because it sells a lie. A great love story presented as a prize for breaking a 30-year family. He calls it battle buddies, not lovers. The same man who took 10 days for a honeymoon is now asking for sympathy. That is not happiness. That is a campaign. A smiling front right beside the rage underneath. The performance says he won. The facts say he lost control. He lost wives. He lost kids. He lost respect. All that remains is a staged love and a growing bitterness. And when bitterness leads, the past gets burned to justify the present. I watched the Valentine's dinner again, the year they first lived in Flagstaff, and nothing matches the story Robyn tells now. Kody walked in with bouquets, handing each wife her flowers, trying to look like the attentive husband he claimed to be. Janelle stood with her arms folded. Christine tried to stay upbeat. Meri hovered near the counter. Everything felt stiff. Everything felt monitored. And then Robyn stepped forward. No hesitation, no fear. She thanked him, leaned in, and kissed him on the lips while he held a child on his hip. She said everyone should be able to show affection. She said it like it was simple. She said it like the rule never applied to her. And the room changed. The air tightened. The wives looked away, but they saw it. Kody saw it too. A new hierarchy forming right in front of the cameras. Retention. Something small on Valentine's night will explode later at Coyote Pass. That kiss is where the resentment starts. And the money fight will expose just how deep it runs. The rule existed long before the Valentine's night. No affection in front of each other. A boundary the original 3 wives built so no one felt pushed out. I lived through those scenes on camera, watching decades of habits shape every dinner. Every family gathering. Every moment Kody drifted toward one wife more than another. Janelle kept distance because it protected her peace. Christine swallowed her hurt because she didn't want to start a fight. Meri stood in the wreckage of a marriage already bruised. And Kody played along, pretending the rule bothered him. Pretending he was trapped by their discomfort. Then Robyn entered the family and the pattern shifted. She said the rule was outdated. She said affection should be normal. She said everyone should feel free. But what aired showed something different. She took the freedom for herself. She never waited for the others to feel safe. She made herself the exception, not the reformed. Kody encouraged it in quiet ways. The longer looks, the softer voice, the way he leaned toward her even when he claimed everything was equal. The wives felt it but rarely named it. The politeness was a shield and the silence became a habit. Every skipped birthday, every tense holiday, every time Kody arrived at one house glowing and at another house storming. It added up. It built the resentment brick by brick. That is why the Valentine's kiss mattered. It wasn't the kiss. It was the message. Rules for some. Freedom for others. Affection is a privilege, not a principle. And the moment Robyn took it, she also took the role of the favored wife. Whether she admitted it or not, that pattern is the soil where the Coyote Pass fight will grow. Retention. The land fight will reveal who benefited from years of uneven rules. The past made the tension inevitable. And the next scene shows exactly when it breaks. The breaking point comes later, out on Coyote Pass, where hope was supposed to live and instead everything collapsed. The wind was sharp that day, the kind that makes people stand farther apart, and that distance matched the mood. Janelle walked in focused, done with the emotional chaos. Eyes locked on the land she once believed would hold her future. Meri kept her voice flat, almost careful, as if one wrong tone would trigger another explosion. Kody arrived tight-jawed, pacing, rubbing his hands together, already angry before anyone spoke. And then there was Robyn, hanging back, moving slow, arms crossed, unwilling to even approach the women she claimed to miss. The cameras caught the hesitation, the darting eyes, the fear she tried to disguise as hurt. She said she didn't feel safe with all the talking behind backs. But the tension said something else. She was stalling. She was guarding something. Kody tried to start the conversation, but his voice cracked with frustration. He talked about fairness. He talked about the land holding too much pain. He talked like a man trapped between 3 wives he'd already emotionally left. and one wife he couldn't control anymore. Janelle listened with that steady stillness she uses when she's deciding whether to walk away or fight. Meri stared at the ground, the familiar expression of someone preparing to be blamed again. And then Kody blurted out the line that froze the whole moment. He said he once considered calling Janelle and cutting a deal behind everyone's back, selling the property from under them, even from under Robyn. The man who insisted the land was sacred admitted he was willing to blow it up. Robyn's face tightened instantly. Jaw set, eyes sharp, fear mixed with fury, because she understood what that meant. If he could imagine shutting her out once, he could imagine doing it again. Control was slipping, and she felt it. Retention, the secret Kody let slip, will turn into the $315,000 battle ahead. That moment at Coyote Pass didn't end the fight. It only exposed how deep the fracture already was. The fallout starts quietly, the way most of their biggest fights do. No yelling at first, just clipped answers, tight shoulders, people stepping around each other like the ground itself might crack. After that moment at Coyote Pass, the air between them turned heavy. Janelle kept pushing for clarity because she was done living in limbo. Meri wanted the truth spelled out, not hidden behind moods and metaphors. Kody shifted from defensive to agitated in every sentence, acting like he was the only one carrying the weight. And Robyn shut down, the way she does when she wants to look wounded instead of accountable. She said she didn't like the tone. She said she felt attacked. But what she didn't say on camera was louder. She was resisting every practical step towards selling the land. Paperwork stalled. Meetings stalled. Decisions stalled. Even Kody looked worn out trying to explain why nothing was moving. The other wives could see it in his posture. Hands on his hips. Breathing hard. Voice cracking when he admitted the process wasn't fair. Fair meant something different to everyone. And the tension grew every time they circled back to it. Janelle's patience thinned on screen. She said she just wanted what was agreed on. She said she wanted the clean split they'd talked about for years. Meri backed her, for once not the outsider but the witness. And Robyn kept insisting she needed more time. More assurance. More understanding. Her eyes filled, her chin trembled, but the delay kept dragging the family through the mud. Even Kody snapped at one point, his face red, his voice shaking as he said the process was being held up. He didn't name her, but the silence did. All the old patterns returned as blame, her tears. The other wives absorbing the damage. Retention. The next reveal shows why the fairness stall was never about fairness at all. Everything was sliding toward the fight over the money, and no one could pretend otherwise anymore. The emotional core hits when the masks slip, and the money exposes what the marriage never could. Janelle stands in her truth, steady and clear, saying the numbers matter because respect matters. Her voice doesn't shake. She knows what she put into that land, what she sacrificed, what she lost trying to keep the dream alive. Meri watches with that quiet resignation she has mastered, the look of someone who stayed loyal long after loyalty was returned. Both women understand the math because they live the cost. But Robyn reacts like the land is her lifeline. Tears, pauses, breathy explanations about family unity. Yet the camera catches the fear behind the softness, not fear of losing the family. Fear of losing control. Control of the narrative. Control of the assets. Control of the position she fought to keep even as the family unraveled. Kody tries to make it emotional, not financial. He talks about betrayal. He talks about broken trust. But the wives see the truth in the way his voice jumps when the dollar amounts come up. They see how quickly he defends Robyn. Even when the holdup hurts everyone else, they see how the whole dynamic revolves around her. Consent. The land was never just dirt. It was security. It was leverage. It was the last binding tie between adults who no longer wanted to share a life. And for Robyn, it was proof that she wasn't just the last wife standing, she was the one with the strongest legal footing. Giving up more than $300,000 wasn't just a financial loss, it was symbolic. It meant releasing the grip she kept even as a family fell apart around her. And when the cameras cut to Janelle's face, you can see all 30 years of work. Love, debt, compromise, and disappointment settle into one expression. A woman who sees clearly now. A woman who knows the money fight is the final chapter of a marriage already gone. Retention. The final signatures will show who still fights for control and who walks away for good. The final spark hits when the paperwork is ready, the sale is lined up, and every signature becomes a confession. Kody walks in restless, rubbing his jaw, trying to pretend this is just business. But his eyes dart toward Robyn every few seconds, searching for approval, bracing for her pushback. Janelle sits upright, calm in a way that only comes after the storm has already taken everything it can. Meri stays quiet, but not small. She watches the process like someone finally ready to stop apologizing for wanting fairness. And then there is Robyn, hands tight, voice fragile, explaining why she needs one more clarification, one more assurance, one more delay. Her reluctance is a wall, and everyone feels it. The tension sits in the room like smoke. Money has a way of stripping stories bare, and here, the truth is simple. Her signature will cost her $315,000, her control, her leverage, the last advantage she had in a family that no longer functions the way she hoped. Kody grows frustrated on camera, his jaw clenched as he admits the process should have been done months ago. He doesn't say her name, but the weight of it lands on Robyn's shoulders anyway. The favoritism that once protected her now exposes her. The kiss that set the hierarchy now circles back as a symbol of a system built on uneven rules. When she finally signs, the pen scratches across the page like a reluctant surrender. Not grace, not generosity, just inevitability. The land will sell, the proceeds will split, and every unspoken truth becomes undeniable. Years of imbalance, years of hidden negotiations, years of bending the family around one marriage while the others withered. And as the episode cuts to the wives walking away from Coyote Pass, the land looks different. Not a dream, not a future, just the last shared asset of a family that couldn't survive its own power struggles. Robyn clutches her papers. Kody stares at the ground, and the other wives walk forward lighter, not richer, but freer. This is the open wound. A marriage defined by control ending in a fight over money. A family built on unity ending in signatures. A kiss in 2019 echoing as a final fracture in 20-5. Who crossed the line? And after everything we've watched, can trust ever return to these relationships? Tell me in the comments. And subscribe if you want to follow the storyline as it keeps unfolding.